Look, it's a celebrity, Justin Cowan.
What up? What up?
Long time no Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, in your face and everything. My goodness.
That's
All right, y'all see the slides? Hey, Rosita.
just coming to get educated this morning, Katie.
We're gonna give it a couple more minutes, see who else joins us.
Katie, how you feeling?
Well, guys, we'll just be a small group this morning. That's fine. Got my big old Bucky's cup. Here comes Malin. Okay, so we have a message from Mark King, who's the president of KW, and then we'll jump right into our meeting this morning. It'll play.
Hello, Keller Williams family, and welcome to July's team meeting. If you're new to Keller Williams, my name is Mark King. I'm the president of Keller Williams Realty International, and we are definitely seeing signs of the shift. We talked about it last month, and what I wanted to tell you today is that there's a law of equilibrium that we teach straight out of the shift book. It's on page 14, and it describes what happens during any shifting market. We have all the tactics, all the steps, all the skills you need to thrive during the next market. But that word skill matters right now. We're leaving a speed-based market and we're entering a skill-based market. So it's time to tune up those skills, get back into training. And if there's one thing you can do, read this book. When you're finished, read it again. The market is shifting. Now, having said that, the message I want to get across and the message I've been sharing across this industry is that the market really doesn't matter to you. I know we tend to look at the news and we hear all the negative things about the housing market, et cetera. The reality is if you sold 6 houses last year, you can sell 12 houses next year, regardless of what the market does. So if you'll focus on you right now, get into your skill building skill set and your toolbox and really amp up what you know about this business, become the local economist of choice as we talk, you're going to do just great during the next couple of quarters. Have an amazing Q3. We're in the back half of the year. Wishing you the best. Thank you, Keller Williams.
All right, let's see if I can move forward without that playing again.
Hello,
Nope.
Keller Williams family.
No, there it goes. Okay, so, we always look at our mission, values, vision, beliefs, perspective. So this one is the perspective. And I want to get y'all's opinion on this. Okay, so why is this important? Why do you think it's important? So a technology company that provides a real estate platform that our agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer, acts like a trainer consultant, and focuses all of its activities on service, productivity, and profitability. Why is that important? Maybe to the consumer, and why is it important to you? This is interactive. Justin, I can see your face, so you get to talk.
I was in the middle of writing a thank you card. Apologize.
You can just tell me personally. You don't have to write me a card.
That's true. Well, I appreciate it that you do, Katie. Say that one more time.
So read the slide.
Listen.
It's our perspective of the company.
Yep.
So why is having a technology platform that buyers and sellers can use, and thinking like a top producer, acting like a trainer consultant, and focusing activities on service, productivity, and profitability important? Why are those things important?
Well, the technology piece of it is super important, so you can track what your clients are looking at.
Mhm.
You know, using that KW app. And then obviously the training consultant, focus activities and service productivity and profitability. It's all about the mindset.
That's very true.
Yeah. So you act like it, you talk about it, you do the things that those guys are doing, top producers doing, and voila, you become a top producer.
Voila, just like that.
It's not brain surgery,
Yes, it's
just
not.
hard work and dedication.
And good habits.
Exactly.
Yep. Well, I normally don't like talk about this one because it's not, I'm like a warm fuzzy person, and this is not the warm fuzzy mission statement or whatever. It's just true. So the consumer looks on the internet and purchases in their mind on the internet first. So if we're a real estate agent not leveraging technology or don't have that, then we're not meeting most of the buyer seller pool right now. So like that's a huge part of real estate now is technology. Anybody that's not, they're really missing out, and they're really a disservice to their people. And then two, acting like a top producer. I mean, if I sit here and today we're going to talk about from shift lead generating. If I don't lead generate, am I acting like a top producer? No, because I don't have any leads, and I'm not going to have any closings, and I'm not going to be a top producer.
Right.
So it's the activities that get you there for sure. Anyway, I was just going to bring that up this morning. Let's see. We have a couple other things to go for. We congratulate Miss Eva Lynn and Malin Carbajal. Evelyn crushed it at over $3 million in volume this June. And then Malin, of course, over $1 million. So congratulations, you guys, killing it out there. And then for our top team, we have Pinnacle Group right at the cusp of $1 million in production. So woohoo. I pulled this morning from ACRE. The University of Alabama does all these statistics and things. And basically it shows kind of a snapshot statewide. So it looks like demand is actually up 2% year over year for the state of Alabama. Inventory is up 18% and price is up 17%. What does that mean to you? Bueller, anybody?
It's all good signs for sure for the market.
Well, for the people that are like, oh, I'm going to wait. Now's not a good time to sell. Why? Don't you want the most amount of money for your house?
Right.
Price is still increasing.
Right.
If you're a buyer and you're being told, well, there's nothing out there, you might as well wait. Inventory is increasing. So it's actually not as negative as the news media makes it sound. We have some really positive things going on. In Bo's foreclosure class, we had that CE class last week, and he shared an article with us that I was going to bring up from the Wall Street Journal. How many people have you heard of like, I'm going to wait till the foreclosures hit?
Towns.
That's pretty common, right? Well, based on the Wall Street Journal and other data sites, the foreclosures that everyone's like waiting on, the foreclosures, like the unicorn foreclosures that happened in 2008, that's not going to happen. If even everyone right now in pre-foreclosure hit the market, it still would not impact our inventory in the way that it is. And being that most of the nation has about 50% equity in their home, why would they foreclose?
Right.
It's a totally different market, and we need to be paying
Correct.
attention to these things. So Acre is a great site. If you can't, just look at Matrix, right? That shows our Montgomery, but this also shows statewide. So you can have an educated conversation. They make it really simple to look at and be able to have a conversation around what is the market doing? What do we see it doing? Here is Montgomery. So we look at the year total for Montgomery. And as you can see, we're only partially through July, so that's why it says that. But basically, all indications, we're going up in units sold. We're going up in average list price. We're going up in average sales price. Except we took just a slight hit. Well, we're not done in July. And then days on the market, what's happening there?
Decrease, which is
Decrease.
positive.
But look at the sold versus list price. Dude, 99%. That's amazing. So when you have that seller that's like, thinks their house is worth $1 bazillion, and the market doesn't match that, and your comparatives don't match that, are they going to waste time being on the market at a sales price that's not reasonable when they could just sell and everything accurately listed and marketed is selling it for 99% of what it's listed for? It's pretty amazing. And for the first time ever, Montgomery's over $200,000 of average sales price. So that's pretty great too. How do you use this information in a conversation? Anybody else on the line but me and Justin?
I don't know, anybody else on there?
Justin, how do you use this information in a conversation? You take a lot of listings.
Yeah, I mean, just show them what the numbers are saying. You're getting more money for your house in Montgomery's market for the first time, wow.
Mhm.
The list price is gonna sell.
Listing accurately for sure.
Right.
And, we had about 24 months of anything a seller wanted to put on their house and put the sign in the yard. That's basically what was done.
Right.
That trend is dwindling. You need to now justify what you're listing at. And it still is really great. Like, it's a great time to sell. I don't know if you guys have seen, but interest rates have been dipping a little bit after that initial hike. And so even that, y'all, if it hits 6-7%, it's still historically in real estate not a bad time to buy. And if you plan on staying in the house more than 5 years, it's a great investment. So the whole point of all this and looking at this data is, yes, the data is important, and we need to control the narrative. We need to be having more educated conversations where people see us as the expert in real estate to continue to build our business, to continue to build our career. Because if we're not paying attention to this and we're not telling people about it, they're going to go to ISellHousesForCheap.com and, that's going to be that. So I hope this is valuable to you guys. Let's see. Real quick, Jimmy Ann's got a net sheet class on the 14th, so Thursday, 6 p.m. You need to RSVP with Susan or the front desk. We have a new agent orientation on the 22nd. Those invitations have been sent out for those that need to attend that. Our last 2 CE classes are offered on the 9th and September 21st. You can register via the Eventbrite link in our link tree. Your MLS balance is due on 7/21, which is next week. Justin, that's next week.
Already paid it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're right.
And then your license renewal is now open on AREC. Your CEs have to be completed. So you have to renew by August 31st, and then your CEs have to be completed by September 30th. They give you an additional 30 days to kind of make sure you finish up your CEs.
Are
I've
you
had
doing CE classes, are those Zoom or in person only?
They're in person only.
Fudge.
Yeah. So you need to look online, sir.
I know.
All right.
I got a whole another 2 years. I'm good.
Oh, you're right. I forget that you're a baby. It's fine. That post license will only cover you so long. Just
I know.
don't get a false sense of security.
Mhm.
From the shift, what is the first core competency of a real estate business? We've already talked about it this morning.
Lead gen, no, I don't know.
You were right. Yeah.
Lead gen, okay.
Lead generate, capture, and convert leads. And that's what we're going to talk about. So we're technically supposed to be doing the second tactic because we've had some issues moving through shift book. And Tony has a whole thing together on managing your expenses. We'll do that another time. But I thought this was relevant this morning. So tactic 4, we're skipping a couple, actually is about finding the motivated. And if you think about lead generation like that, personally, it helps me because what are things you have to buy and sell? You have to have clients ready, willing, and able. If you're missing one of those things, are you going to close?
Yeah.
You ever try to close an unmotivated person?
That happened.
It doesn't happen. They don't care when the closing is. They don't care when it gets listed. They don't care, when they start, they'll look at houses forever. They don't want to put in a contract. It doesn't matter to them. That is so frustrating. So it's up to us to find those people that are motivated. So this particularly, of course, talks about a shifting market. The top of the chapter says, if your ship doesn't come in, you need to swim out to it. So don't ignore the signs. Fewer leads, fewer showings, and increased days on the market, or for us, decreased days on the market, right? Things are getting snapped up quickly. Don't ignore the signs. These are early warning signs of what is coming next. This is a sequence of a shift. Buyers and sellers get thrown for a loop, and they in turn throw the market for one. What felt like unlimited supply of buyers and sellers now feels very limited. Abundance quickly shifts to scarcity. But just because the market has moved from more to less doesn't necessarily mean you have to. As leads become fewer, you recognize the situation, you make a concentrated effort to generate more leads. You can't sit back. You must be more rigorous and resolute in your lead generation than ever before, and more so than anyone else. In fact, now is the time to shift your lead generation activities into the highest gear possible. Lead generating may not be your favorite subject. It probably isn't. Why you got into real estate? It's not something that gets you excited to go to work every day. The truth, however, is that you actually got into 2 businesses. You got into helping people with their real estate needs and to lead generate for the business. People forget that. And people oftentimes, as many realtors I talk to, they want the business to just come to them. Like, this is not like Foot Locker, right? We don't have just inventory. They don't just walk in and go, hey, this is my size, and they walk out with something. We have got to be in conversation with as many people as possible about, one, the value we can provide, and what are their needs and wants and expectations. Justin, what's your typical, your rookie of the year, all these things, what's your typical lead generation strategy that works for you?
Currently, just being out in the community
Mm-hmm.
and getting your name out there. Obviously, I have more listings, so that helps in conversations, with people. Cold call every once in a while, depending on how busy I am. If I get a lull, I'll pick up the phone. But mainly it's word of mouth, communicating, connecting in the community as much as possible. right now. And the-
So when you started, you didn't have any listings. How did you start getting your first listings to get into the habit of taking listings?
Scripting,
Okay, so you would
Full-blown.
call for sale by owners,
correct.
you would call,
For sale by owners. I had a breakdown where I'd have to call five, at least a minimum of 5 a day, 20 to 25 a week. And then obviously, you'll get 60% of those, you hope.
right,
And then I just did it all by formula, how hard I needed to work to make this amount of money. And that's what I did.
buy that boat, right?
Yeah, that was my goal, first goal, buy a boat, bought it.
Perfect. I mean, and you said it's not rocket science. It's not, but a lot of people are not. One, they don't know their goals to know, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I think that's like the first step. And two, what is it going to take to hit that goal? Right. If you just do some basic math based on what we just showed, the average sales price, and you say, okay, my commission would be this, I want to hit this goal, then how many, deals do I have to do? Specifically, why did you focus on listings first?
Because you list the last.
There you go.
If
That's true.
buyers, most time buyers, not all the time, but if buyers mouths moving, they're probably lying. So buyers are liars. We hear that all the time. So that's why you said they got to have the 3 characteristics to be a good client, a prospect. So a lot of times buyers are wishy-washy, so I go after the guys that I know they want to sell. And for sale by owners are raising their hand, saying I'm ready to sell. So
Yep, they sure
Pretty-
are. Well, and with a buyer, what's the likelihood you're going to get more than one piece of business if you're just dealing with buyers?
one for at least 5 years typically.
Right. And so if that person is a dedicated, motivated buyer, right? So there's like the asterisk there with the fine print. If you have a listing, what are the benefits of having a listing? So one, you have something to market. So we're talking about getting your name out there, being top of mind. 2, you have the opportunity to capture the buyer, right? You
Yep.
also have the opportunity, if most sellers are going to move somewhere else. So whether you can represent them locally or you can get referral, there's three pieces of business right there, in addition to building your pipeline and helping you lead generate. A lot of people struggle with, what do I say? Well, if I've got an amazing listing and inventory is low, heck, I don't even have to have an amazing listing, any listing. Calling and putting that out there. And I mean, even if you're connecting with other realtors, you're connecting with whoever, that gives you an activity to focus on to build business.
Right.
You can't really advertise a buyer,
Yeah.
so you're like, hey, I'm working with a buyer. Okay, so is everybody else. That's not really appealing to gather you more business, right? What's the importance of, as you're lead generating, having somewhere that the leads go to live, having a database, whether it's old school sheets of paper, expo board, Excel sheet, command, whatever it is? What's the importance of that? Anybody? And you other people, me and Justin are just talking because we were looking at each other, but anybody else could jump in.
Well, I'll say something.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I'm actually driving, but I'll say
Oh,
something.
please,
I think
10 and 2.
I have about 4 books that I normally, like if I talk to somebody, I'll jot down their information. And I think having somewhere to put it, you can always go back and see, like, hey, I hadn't talked to this person here. Maybe they wasn't ready, they wasn't ready right then. Maybe
Mhm.
they're ready now, and so you can always go back, if you have it documented, you can always go back and look at it and, reach out to them again, revisit them and see where stage they're at. And it's helped me.
That's right. Well, following up with people and finding the motivated doesn't mean you had one conversation and they like jump on and they're like, I'm ready. You can be my agent. I want to sell and I want to, buy. But it's a lot of following up, a lot of touching, a lot of providing a lot of value. Oftentimes, I mean, how many for sale by owners, Justin, did you call? And they're like, yeah, let's list it today.
Done.
I mean, and you've probably talked to 100 at this point.
Hundreds. Yeah.
Hundreds, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, hey, this is that person. You have that initial conversation. You find out some more information about them, what they want, what their needs. That's why you have to do the qualifying, whether it's a buyer or a seller, and then gives you something to follow up on. right? And you have to figure out what works for you. But I would say we realtors, I say this a lot, are personality type. We like shiny things. We like instant gratification. You have to stick with something. You have to stick with something, I would say at least 90 days to figure out if that's something that's going to work for you. And you have to follow a model of someone who is doing it and doing it well. That acting like a top producer. What are top producers doing that is very duplicatable? Everything. The answer is everything. It's everything is duplicatable. No one is out there doing some secret like superpower realtor mission. Like it's talking to people, formulating a plan, scripting and role playing, memorizing what you're going to say, keeping up with people, following up with them, writing contracts, attending closings. It's very simple. We overcomplicate it. Find out what works and stick with it. These books and things we talk about here at KW. We do Ignite. We do all these different whatever. If you're not applying the education you're taking, you're just being entertained. You're just attending. I mean, I can't tell you how many things I've attended at KW and I've been like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. I took a whole notebook full of notes and I came home and what I do with the notebook? Stuck it on a shelf somewhere, right? So it's on us individually as individual business owners to know what our goal is, to figure out a plan to get there and to do it every day until we move the needle and make the difference. Not really to focus on Justin. And you were an agent for a while before you had your first closing, right?
No.
Huh?
No,
What you had a refer? Was it? What was your first?
my neighbor. I think I was licensed in October and had my first closing December 5th.
December 5th. Not that you know. So did your neighbor just go, you know what? I feel like you took your test and you're a realtor now, or did you like go talk to them?
Well, we had a relationship prior to me being a realtor, so they had trust and just from knowing me and my wife. So, you know, if you're a good person, that's like real estate's not like, you know, you're going to have brain surgery, right, or open heart surgery. You know what I'm saying? It's if you build that rapport and trust with somebody, they're gonna let you represent them. You know.
Well, most of the time people aren't willing to have the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times now it's really trendy to just be on social media. And so, well, I put on social media, I'm an agent now. That should do everything.
Yeah. No.
You know, it'd be great if social media could be buyers and sellers.
Right.
That would work.
Yeah. After that first one, it did take me a while to get my next two.
Yeah. So you have to stick with it. You have to, you know, have a lot of conversations, track who you're talking to, get better at your conversations. You know, you're first going to kind of fumble around with what to say. And lead generating is so important. You don't have leads without lead generation. If your calendar doesn't reflect it, you're not going to be doing it. Right. Anybody have anything else to add about lead generation and why it's important? In shift book on this tactic 4, it goes from page, if anybody wants to read it, 49 to quite a long one. It's super long. Let's see. Yeah, 81. And so it's got lots of ideas around different ways to lead generate, tactics and things like that. So definitely check that out. But the whole point is you got to do it because doing it is what's going to produce your results. All right, let's see. So there's also articles on all of the shift tactics in Outfront, which KW has is a magazine publication. And then Connect Live has a lot of these shift conversations. Keller Williams International is making a concentrated effort to make sure everyone, again, is prepared for what the market's doing. The consumer app now shows 21 more countries, so that's pretty cool. I knew it had several in there, and so now it's just even more, which is neat. You know, even going on vacation and pulling up your app and going, oh, I wonder how much this costs, because that's what I mean, am I the only person that goes like, how much does this cost?
No, I do all
I love it. We do it on the lake. I did it when I was in Hawaii in January. Like, I'm like, what's this house worth? And so it's really neat to have. It's something sticky, even if you have people in your sphere that are not interested in buying, selling right now. Go ahead and share this with them, because it's a cool tactic. It keeps you top of mind, and people will use it more than you think they will. I shared it when we were in Hawaii with like 10 agents, insurance agents that work with my mom, and I can see on command every time they open it up. I'm like, okay, whatever y'all are doing, it's pretty cool. So anyway, Mega Agent Camp is in August. So they are doing in person and online for that, the 23rd and 24th. And they're saying they've got, they typically have like hotel room blocks in the different hotels. When you go to register, it should show you one's not taken. And July 29th is when the room blocks cut off. So a little discount there if you're interested in going. On that note, anybody that is interested in going, please let me know. I will not be going. So I would like to make sure if we have any agents going, y'all get connected. I can help y'all, you know, with what to do, how to plan it, all that. I will be having a baby. So I will not be going, but please let me know if you do want to go and you've signed up or whatever, and I'll connect you with anyone else. And even if there's no one else here at our market center, Birmingham, Dothan, we have a lot of offices that I'm happy to connect you with that you could tag along with. Let's see. They're always updating designs, so you can check that out. And anytime you open command, it shows that. Keller Williams has gotten some new awards. Top real estate company in LinkedIn, Real Trends showing Julia Lachey Israel as an emerging leader, and then top global franchise from Entrepreneur Magazine. Julia Lachey, who I was about to explain who she is, this slide explains it. She is the head of inclusion and belonging and teaches some really great diversity, inclusion, equity classes. They're typically online. She did one at the region that was a personal Zoom too. So there's a lot of options to take those. I think there's some of those on demand. And then if you need help, this is so cool. I'm glad they do these QR codes. If you need help with some things with command, you can scan these and jump in one of these trainings. Some of them free, some of them charged. Patrick Malden just did the, what's he call it now? Success is under your command, that kind of says, hey, this is why you have a database. This is what command can do for you. It's a full training. He does that quarterly. So that's pretty cool. I like it because if you register, they send you their recording, and then you can kind of go back through and pause or fast forward or do whatever you need to do. We have a lot of, I'm so nosy, a lot of classes on KW coming up that you can check out. Here's a reminder, TCPA, please do not call people on the do not call list. If you are not cold calling, or if you're calling somebody that has advertised their number, you should be fine. If you're also not auto dialing, because a lot of auto dialers just dial up numbers, you should also be fine. Just be aware there is TCPA out there. And if someone tells you to stop calling them or stop texting them or stop emailing them, just do it. Please, just do it. That's all I had today. Tony, you have something else though, before we wrap up.
Yeah, here, I already have it pulled up. I'll share. Here, I think you have to stop sharing before I can share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me get this. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Yes. So we have a new director of First Impressions. Her name is Michaela Lamar. She's going to be doing a lot more than this, but this is all I can fit on the slide. But she'll be sending out announcements. She'll be helping coordinate and set up a lot of the events. So the new agent orientation, things of that nature. She'll also be following up with agents. If you guys need anything, you can reach her at the KWMTG, short for Montgomery, .frontdesk@gmail.com. I'm sure she's already reached out to a few of you guys. We're gonna have her, once the entire KW agent contact list is updated for the front desk, we're gonna have her just go ahead and knock that out, email everybody, and I'll be posting in the Facebook later today. So be sure to like the post.
For the most part now, she's starting part-time, so she'll be here in the afternoons. And we're excited to have her because we've needed somebody for quite a while to fill in that like front desk role. And she's going to be personally calling everyone at my request. So when you get annoyed, this is from me, that you need to pay your MLS balance and that you need to renew your license. Do not get mad at Michaela because I'm trying to make sure that you guys stay active in your real estate license. Not that anybody would on purpose forget any of those things. And yet we're not the best at reading emails. Again, we're a personality type. So does anybody have anything they would like to add this morning before we dismiss? Okay, well, thanks for joining. Thanks, Justin, for being my guinea pig.
Yeah.
You're one Zoom you jump on. I just force you to talk the whole time. So anyway,
Enjoy it.
I hope everybody has a great day. Talk to y'all soon.
See you soon.
Bye.